Everybody's sneezing because of the troll.
The troll got me.
I'm Peach Mango.
I'm Crisp.
Welcome to Peach
Peach
Crisp.
I'm gonna see that 66.
We get C-Man 66 back in the day. No, I'm just... We're talking about Troll today.
I've waited so long to watch this movie.
It's been...
Ever since I found out it existed.
Back in
like
2012.
Back in yesterday.
Oh, yeah, yesterday. Sorry, not 2012. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I remember we were about to watch a good movie, and then I saw that this was like number 4 on trending on Netflix. I was like, let's watch Troll.
We should watch Troll. He says, we should watch Troll.
Sorry. I take full responsibility for Troll. But we watched it.
We watched it for sure.
So,
it was a movie.
It was one of the most movies of all time.
I dare you to argue with that.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that.
Oh, no.
We have the criteria. So let's get it started with the plot. You can start this time since I don't have my phone to go off of.
Alright. The plot. This is literally Godzilla with a troll. Like, am I crazy? This is just straight up Godzilla, but there's no Godzilla and there's a giant troll instead. The plot's kind of sort of non-existent. It's just kind of like, there's a troll and he's crazy. And like, no, we need to stop the crazy troll.
Gotta kill the troll.
A lot of it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, a big part of the plot was them not wanting to admit that it was a troll for some reason. Like, it's all these government people trying to figure out what this creature is. And like, at one point, like, someone straight up says like, this is a troll. And everyone's like, no, get him out of here.
Get him out.
They like start screaming at the dude and throw him out. It's like, it's a troll. Like, call it what it is. It's a troll. Like,
and like,
the movie's called It's a Troll.
The annoying part about that was like, when like they're trying to find out what it is, they just like see footprints in the ground. And some people are like, oh, it might be a troll. At that point, it makes sense to question it. But they literally see it, and it kills people. And they're like, this has to be some kind of animal. It's like somebody said, like, with those type of footprints, it has to be over 150 feet tall. And somebody goes like, that's unnatural. It's like, of course it is.
Duh.
Like, why are they? I just don't get why they're so. It's so hard to admit. Like, oh my goodness, this might not be a normal creature on Earth.
A lot of the, like, how the troll got there doesn't make a lot of sense either. Like, they explain a little bit of backstory. Like, this is like the king troll or something. Like, I guess it's been woken up. It's not really fully explained how it woke up. I guess they were just like,
They blew him up with dynamite,
and he
like,
and he woke up. I guess I don't know.
And he woke up and then killed a bunch of people in the process that were trying to stop the people from blowing up the mountain.
Bizarre.
And he just accidentally killed the people protecting it.
Anyway, all that to say, I gave the plot a 6 out of 25.
I don't need it for this one. I also did not like the plot. It was stupid. There was next to no plot for whatever plot there was. A big issue I had with the plot, though. Ooh, that was a little crisp.
It was.
Crisp.
Each?
For the little plot that there was, it was bad. Like, it was literally just... The movie starts and we get, like, this dad and his daughter, like, seeing trolls on a mountain. And then she grows up after seeing 5 trolls. She stops believing in trolls.
Yeah.
Like, what? You saw them.
Yeah.
And so now she, like, hates her dad and thinks he's a lunatic.
Yeah. And
she's now, like, a paleontologist or something. She finds a T-Rex skull on an island. And then she goes, see, they weren't really fairy tales. It's like, did you think dinosaurs were fairy tales? what does this have to do with
I feel like
trolls?
it's just like a weird dialogue thing. 'Cause so much of the dialogue is like so terrible.
Oh,
There's no
this
way it was
is
actually
a Norwegian film, and we watched it dubbed.
Yeah, it was
And a lot of the lines were poorly dubbed.
a little bit.
That might have been it, but like, I don't
It
know.
probably made the movie seem a lot worse than it really is, but at the same time, like it's still a pretty bad movie.
The plot had nothing to do with the dialogue.
Yeah, no, the
so-
plot was just straight up bad.
But yeah, no. So then after they find the skull, like some dudes in a helicopter with guns pull up, and they're like, "You need to come with us." And then she comes with them, sits in some room with a bunch of like executive board members of the Senate or something, and she's like, "This must be something big," because they found a footprint in the ground. And then some of the characters mention like, why do we bring her here? She's a paleontologist.
It's like, yeah, that's a good question. Why is she?
They never explain why they brought her there.
And why her specifically? Because like the military dudes pull up and they're like, "You need to come with us," and then like escort her away. What's special about her? Like she's literally just like the average paleontologist. Like
The
why?
only thing that's special about her is that her dad like believes in trolls, and it's crazy. But they didn't know that.
Yeah, no. Why?
I don't
her?
get why she's the main character. She brings nothing to the table.
Like half the other characters in like the board meeting things like are making fun of her because it's like she literally is useless. Like she's not here.
She doesn't do anything.
She doesn't need to be there.
But then she gets her dad involved because I don't get why she was involved. Like it wasn't that like her character was bad necessarily. It was that they didn't give her reason for being in the movie. So like that was just very dumb. So the plot was like next to non-existent and bad in the parts that it was. So I gave it a 5 out of 25. It's hard to explain the plot because it's just so stupid. I realized I kind of talked about about characters and plot. The main character brings nothing to the table. She's literally just there because she's there. Like she does a lot of stuff, but I still don't get why she was chosen. It just doesn't make any sense. Because it was like a top secret mission too. Like, they didn't want anybody to find out about it, and they're like, all right, bring in the random paleontologist.
From some island that was finding fossils. So.
Also, there were a lot of, like, super basic characters. Like, one character was, like, awful comic relief. Like, he didn't have a single funny line.
He was annoying. He was so annoying.
Like, he had, like, one joke where he, like... The two characters were sitting in a helicopter. One's looking out this window, and the other is talking to her. But instead of like looking at her like you typically would, he was like just like looking straight on, like straight forward, because they needed him not to be looking out the window. And he's like telling her about this book idea he has where a monk can rip his head off and throw it at people and bite people when he throws them. And he can also rip his fingers off and throw them like darts. What's the joke there?
There isn't.
It gets brought up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, no, it's like a recurring joke. Is that like he's like wants to be an author and like his book idea is stupid, but it's like it's not really that funny. Yeah.
But then like the gag in that scene is she goes like, "Whoa, that's crazy," and he's like, "I know, right? It's a pretty good idea."
No, it's the troll outside the window. Like, come on.
There's just like a house that's like torn down.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Whoa!" But yeah, no, that was dumb. And then also, there was like a hacker character, and she was like so the most basic stereotype of a hacker.
So funny.
Like, I'm surprised she didn't go, "I'm in."
Yeah, it was. Like she said one line of dialogue like early in the movie, and then like they kept showing her like face for some reason. Yeah. Like why is she still here? And then like the last minute she hacks. It's like, oh okay.
And then she also like punched a guy in the face.
Yeah,
punches a guy in the face. Like it was like, what do you? Oh my goodness,
she was hilarious.
Oh man, the characters were all stupid.
Yep.
I kind of liked the dad because he was so goofy. One of the army guys was kind of funny, I guess. Every other person in the movie was dumb. I mean, I didn't hate the main character. She was fine. I just
her point was.
I just cannot emphasize enough how pointless it was that she was the main character. But I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Fair. I said basically all the same stuff. I did like the dad. He was a cool character. Main character was pretty pointless. I did like the army guy too, but the like sidekick guy he was basically just
Andreas, I think,
was something like that. He was just like a Marvel character basically, like
with even worse
yeah, like a lot worse, and dubbed over. I don't know. It hurt the characters a lot being crappily dubbed over, but at the same time, like it's just characters were dumb. Like why were they here?
Yeah.
Overall, I gave characters a 3 out of 15.
Also, what's next?
Originality. Oh wait, it's my turn. Ooh.
I don't think we're gonna be on this point very
Probably
long.
not. Well, it's not really original because you know it's Godzilla, but troll. So
Troll!
because it's a troll instead of Godzilla, I gave it a 1 out of 5.
I was just mad that in the movie Troll, they never broke out in the singing like they do in the Troll movie.
Dude,
I thought that's what we were
That would have been
watching.
great. I waited the whole time for Justin Timberlake to pop up, and he never did.
Oh man. I wrote some notes, and under originality, the only thing I put was mythical creature is real. Oh my goodness,
No.
I can't believe that the mythical creature is real.
Is this real?
Yeah, no, so it wasn't very original at all.
Not really.
It did like a couple things, I guess, but still.
Like the whole like them coming to terms with like that this old fairy tale's real. Like I guess that's pretty original, but at the same time, it was done so poorly.
But like a lot of things have done that too.
yeah,
I think I need to change my score from a 2 to a 1. So that's what I'm gonna do.
can you do that?
I'm doing it. I'm just thinking, I was like, I mean, there's like a car chase scene where they're driving away from the big monster.
Godzilla never had
They
that.
they go see like the monster's lair.
They do see
They,
the monsters.
like all this stuff is stuff they do in every monster movie. Is what
Yeah.
I'm getting. Like it's
Yeah.
like so
It's pretty-
absurdly unoriginal. Enjoyment. Man, I enjoyed this movie.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was great.
There was so much stuff that did hurt the enjoyment though from being like an obnoxiously high score. The main thing that hurt it for me was the editing was really bad. There was like just random scenes that were like 5 seconds long that had 10 cuts. Like it was just like
Yeah,
like one scene, a character gets up, just walks a couple feet. He would have never left frame. And then just keeps looking at the computer, which is also in frame. But they have a cut of when he stands up, 2 cuts while he's walking,
Yeah.
and then another cut of him looking at the TV. Or
it's
the
giving me a
computer.
headache.
It
It was
literally
especially
hurt my
bad.
eyes.
It was especially bad at the start. Like it kind of mellowed out as the movie went
Yeah.
on, but especially at the start, it was like every like half a second there would be like a jump cut for no reason.
Yeah, it was just random cuts.
It reminded me of that scene from Bohemian Rhapsody where like they're just sitting around in a cafeteria or in a cafe, and like there's a cut every half a second where it's like literally like someone pulls a chair out and like cuts, and then like it zooms in on someone's face, and then like another person's face. It's like, what is happening?
It was unnecessary.
Like, it just
cuts.
makes your heart race. It's like there's nothing happening. Like why is it just hurts my eyes?
Yeah, there was also it happened a couple times in the movie, and I don't remember like the last time that I've seen this happen outside of like a 4D movie. But like at one point they're like walking on a mountain, and then the main character stops and she's like, "Wait, what's that smell?" It's like, I can't smell what you're smelling. You should say like, "What is that?" and point at something.
Yeah.
Like, they never explain why there's, like, a pungent smell or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't get why it was so important. Like, every time the troll was, like, around but they didn't see it, she'd be like,
I smell something.
I smell something. It's like, I can't smell what you're smelling. Stop using the one sense that I can't use
They don't even like
while
describe
watching
the
movie.
smell either. They're just
They
like,
literally
I
say,
smell something.
There's a smell. It's like, really? I smell something too. There's a troll!
Whoa!
Look out! There's a troll! Another really funny thing. In like the first scene when they're fighting, the government is like fighting the troll. They shoot like a buttload of missiles at it and tanks to where like everything's on fire and it's just standing there tanking it all, and then smoke envelops it, and then it does that cliche of like, did we kill it? Like he literally is standing there.
He's not flinching.
He's
at all
not
the whole
flinching
time.
at all.
Troll.
Smoke envelops it, and they're like starting to like put their guns down, like,
We got him.
and then he walks through the smoke and like punches somebody.
That was great.
It was so
It
stupid.
was so funny.
And then another awful cliche thing they
It
did.
was like 10 minutes in too, so it's like, do you really think the movie's gonna be over 10 minutes in? Like, we got the troll, we win.
We did it.
Ah, he's chilling.
The dad was in this scene. Spoiler alert. And for whatever reason, like, the troll just massacres a bunch of people, but he goes up and does that, like, cliche thing where he's like, hey,
You don't have to hurt anyone. That's what he does.
literally, it's just like, stop.
Oh, quick character analysis. The trolls have tails for some reason.
Oh, yeah,
that's necessary.
I
to
forgot to
know.
mention that. These trolls have tails.
They have tails.
So,
At
this
first I thought
troll,
it was for absolutely no reason, but
there's a reason. So the dad's like, hey, no! Hey, we're not here to hurt you! And
It's
then
working.
And then it cuts to the main character and she's like, no. And then it cuts to like a dude in a tank. He shoots a missile at the goblin, the troll. At the troll.
At the ghoul. No, the troll. I'm sorry.
at the troll. And I figured what was gonna happen was like he's gonna get shot and then get mad and kill the dad. I was like, that's what makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate that trope. It's stupid. Like, why did he run up to the troll anyways? You literally
It was working though.
It was somehow working. But so he gets shot. And then the troll turns around and then tail whips the dad into oblivion. And he's made out of stone.
Oh yeah, it was
so
like
he just goes boulder. And then the dad just goes flying.
It's so funny.
It was so funny.
Because he didn't even mean to kill it. It was just like the troll was just turning around and the tail just happened to like freaking slap.
Yeah, the dad
him.
just happened to be sitting in the perfect like distance away from the troll that the tail as it hit the ground would be hitting
It
the
was
dad.
so funny.
And the dad's just standing there watching him slowly turn around. And he's like,
Bro's not fast. He's just like.
oh my goodness, it was so stupid. Yeah.
My turn.
I don't know if you wrote some of this stuff down, but
Well, I haven't given my score yet.
you know, I gave it. Oh, another thing before I get my score, it was so funny when some guy, they were like driving in a car and he had his windows rolled up. And then he yelled at a dude outside the car as they drove by him, but the window rolled up, so he couldn't hear him.
He was
was like, "Don't worry, we're with the police" or something.
FBI.
Like that.
He like shows his phone and like yells at them. The windows rolled up. What?
I
It's
gave
so
enjoyment.
goofy.
What did I give it? A 16 out of 25.
You gave it. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, it was super fun to watch, but there was like so much stuff that just like genuinely made me mad.
It was so bad it was good.
Yeah.
Basically, I loved it. Couldn't recommend the movie more. Honestly, like I'd get some friends together to watch this movie because it's so funny. I gave it a 19 out of 25 because I was enjoying myself a wee bit. It's not super long. It's like an hour and a half or something too, right?
It wasn't too long. It was hour 41, I think.
Not bad. Effects. Honestly, most of the effects were pretty good, but
Yeah.
I mean, like the way the troll looked, that was like a character design thing. I didn't like the way he looked. But, like the effects on him were good.
He was so goofy.
He looks goofy. He just looks like
Trolls just aren't scary creatures.
they're not.
Like,
And
they have
he had normal
massive
teeth
noses.
too. And that weirded me out. Like, why weren't his teeth made of stone? It was just like he'd open his mouth and like see normal teeth in there. It's like, why? It was weird. Whatever. But one second, let me take a bite.
Take a bite.
The effects were pretty good. The camera work was really good for the most part. But like the cinematography, I mean,
There were a lot of good shots of mountains.
yeah, especially like when they were in the mountains and stuff.
Like this in the background.
Yeah. Like the drone,
Except
there would
in
be
the
like a drone
movie,
shot or
it's
whatever,
better.
like going over mountains, and it was like, dang, that's beautiful. But the cuts kind of killed it, and a lot of the effects were really goofy. Like when the dad, got like he got slapped. Like he should have gone to outer space or something. He moved like 10 feet and then like fell to the ground. Like no, his brother gone.
It's so dumb.
There were a lot of like just weird effects. Overall, I gave effects a 2 out of 5, mostly because the editing was very bad.
I didn't have much to say on this one. I said it looks pretty sometimes. Troll was goofy.
Troll was goofy.
So I did like in the scene where the dad got tail swiped, there was like a slow-mo shot of him like staring at his daughter, like a silent goodbye thing, right before he got absolutely destroyed by a massive stone tail.
Yeah.
That scene was so funny. It was hilarious. I gave effects a 3 out of 5. Acting, also not much to say about this one. The acting was fine, but the line delivery, like dubs, was
Yeah.
really, really bad.
Hard
Like,
to judge the acting in like a dub over.
yeah, no, like if I was listening to like the actors say their lines, I don't think it would have made it that much better.
Right.
Like, some of them were just, like, walking around. Like, the hacker girl, she doesn't, like, she just, like, stares in the camera most of the time. And it's like, you don't know what's going on. And then at the end of the movie, you find out she's a hacker girl, and then she punches a dude in the face. And
Pretty cool.
so, for the most part, like, even without the horribly dubbed lines, like, it was just already whatever.
Right.
So, if I was judging it just off the dubbed lines, I'd give it a 1. Like, it was really bad.
The dialogue especially was just terrible.
But since I don't want to judge it off that, since this movie wasn't like made in English, I'm giving it a 2.
The acting, kind of what you said, it was pretty good for the most part. The dub was very bad, but it seemed like the actors, especially the main character and the dad, like they kind of poured their heart and soul into it. Especially when the dad died, that was like
They were bawling their eyes
all
out.
of a sudden, like the acting just like got kicked up. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, there was one really funny scene where like I think it was when they found out the troll was like actually real. Like the girl or the daughter looks at the dad and she's like, "Are you crying?" And he's like visually not.
Yeah, he's
crying.
literally just like straight face. He's like, no, I'm not.
That's
a
all I
lot
have to
of lot of goofy dialogue that makes it hard to judge the acting, but the actual actors seem to do a good job. So I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Valid.
Ooh, what's next? Attachment. I did not give a crap about any of this. The scene where the dad dies, I guess, was kind of emotional just because like all of a sudden the acting was good, but at the same time it's like his death was so goofy. It was kind of like whatever.
I was laughing when he got hit.
When he got hit, that was so, especially because it slow-moed it. It was like he got.
It was slow-mo, and then the second he got hit, it like picked up super fast as he flew across the universe. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, the part I felt most attached to was the troll. Because all his friends and family were gone. And this is kind of evil when you think about it. This is vile. To lure the troll out, they just like take the skull of like his kid and just like drive by
They
him.
just put like a skull on the back of their truck and put a tarp over it.
And they like uncover the skull and like start honking at him. He like looks over there like, my kid is dead. It was terrible.
And then like the skull falls off and he like picks it up, and I don't know how it happened. He picks it up, he's looking at his dead child, looks at himself in a window, and then like drops the skull, and he just has to watch as his dead child's skull just gets blown up by the ground as it falls.
It was wild.
Oh my goodness.
Overall, I was not attached at all. I gave it a 2 out of 10.
So I had the same thoughts on that with like I felt a little bad for the troll because they're like, oh, he's the last of his kind, but 2 things. The movie ends on a teaser that he's not the last troll.
He's not the last one.
So I don't care anymore. And also, the only thing this troll does is kill people. I'm not on his side. The first thing he does is kill some miners and then actually eviscerate a bunch of people that were trying to protect
Right, when you
his
say
home.
minors, you mean like minors or like children minors?
Miners.
And
And then he eviscerates some.
he does.
There were some
like minors.
There were some kids up there, but like they were literally like trying to protect his home, and it doesn't matter if he did on accident. He just like literally destroyed them. He threw rocks at them and crap. They're all dead. He killed so many people in this movie. It's like I don't feel bad for him.
Or he saved that one kid at that one part.
He saved one kid.
He saved a little kid.
And I like how they even leave that open-ended. Like, he saves a kid by, like, catching a helicopter and then throwing the helicopter at the people fighting him.
And, like, someone's like, did he mean to do
somebody's
that?
like-
And it's like, probably not, honestly. He doesn't seem to care.
Did he mean to save her? And I was like, you're in a helicopter, like, at least 1,000 feet off the ground. Or not that. You're, like, 150 feet off the ground, not 1,000. How did you even, like, see the little girl clearly enough to, like, know what was going on down there?
Why are you in a helicopter fighting a troll and you're staring at little girls? What's up with that? Kind of.
What's going on? But yeah, so I don't know. I didn't care at all. I also gave it a 2 out of 10. And then we get to the finale.
Yeah.
One of the more worst finales I've seen. It culminates. They don't tell you the plan at all. This crap made no sense to me. She's like, the main character calls the army dude, and she's like, we're gonna be there in 10 minutes. Be ready. And he's like, we need more time. We need more time to prepare. She's like, I don't care. We'll be there in 10 minutes. And so he needs more time to prepare for something, but then he hangs up, rallies all the troops, and then gives them like a good luck speech. I'm like, if you're preparing for something and you need more time, go prepare for it. Stop giving speeches.
A little pep talk.
I don't know what they needed to prepare for, because they pulled the troll up and then just plugged in a bunch of lights. And the troll started dying by the lights. But that's not where it ends. The main character's like, starts to feel bad, and she's like, oh,
we're hurting the troll.
He's not gonna make it. No, he's gonna die. And then so, this troll has killed like 1,000 people at this point, essentially. He's killed like 1,000 people. And so this one lady, there's like 20 floodlights shining on this guy. She runs around and unplugs every single one of them, while the dudes with guns are just like, no, stop.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? No. He's gonna escape. Stop. It's like, dude, shoot her. Like, or don't shoot her, run up and grab her. Like, she's going to get thousands of people killed.
Yeah.
But that's not where the movie is. She unplugs all the floodlights, and she's like, go, get out of here. They'll leave you alone if you leave. No, they won't.
No, they're going to nuke you as soon as
they're going to nuke you.
Like, that was the plan. The plan, the whole time, was to nuke the troll. Like, no, they're not going to leave you alone.
Literally, if he gets into an unpopulated area, that gives them more reason to nuke him. But, like, she's like, get out of here. Go. And then instantaneously, it was like pitch black outside. It just becomes broad daylight. And the troll dies.
Because the sunlight hurts him. Like 5 seconds after, she's like, unplug the lights. It's like, no, I'm going to save you. Let's unplug the lights. I want this troll to live. Go to the forest. And then like literally 5 seconds later, the sunlight comes out and he dies anyway. What's the point of her trying to spare the troll if he's going to die in 5 seconds?
It's so stupid. Did I even say what I gave it now? I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Nice. I gave it. Oh wait, let me explain a little bit first. The troll dying was so goofy. Like, I understand why they wanted to have like the main character like decides, you know what, let's let the troll live, because it is like kind of heavily implied that the troll's like not really inherently evil. He just is like attacking because they're attacking him first, which is like true, because he. Like they showed earlier with the dad's like yelling at the troll, like, you're fine, you're safe. And like the troll's not killing anyone because he's like, okay, I'm chilling. And then he gets shot at and then he kills people again.
Cliche of like they're about to stop the villain and then some random army man is just like, all right, I'm gonna shoot him now. It hasn't been working, but maybe it'll work now when he stopped fighting us.
Weird. I gave the finale a 3 out of 10.
What does that bring your total to?
39. Whopping.
With the subtraction of 1 point on originality, I have it at a 35. Terrible movie. Please go watch it. It's
go watch it.
I love it.
You need to watch it.
It's so bad.
Drop what you're doing and go watch Troll.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so funny.
It's really bad.
Oh man. Yeah, no. I didn't care for that movie that much. It's awful. If it was like a little bit worse, it would have escaped that so bad it's good territory, and it probably could have made like top 10 worst movies for me. Like there was nothing going for this movie.
Bad.
Go watch Troll and let us know what you thought of it.
Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
Subscribe, post notifications on.
Smack that bell, smack that like button.
And until next time, I've been Peach Mango.
I've been Apple Crisp.
And we are Peach Crisp.